Alrighty, in this video I'm going to be showing you how I created this animation for Red Bull and how you could do the same. So in Blender, once you have the model ready, we're going to pretty much add the camera. We're going to get straight into the animation, and I'm going to make the resolution here to be something like 1080 by 1080. That's the same resolution I had in the video. Now let's zoom out like this. Let's see where the front of the Red Bull can is. And that's here. We could also rotate this on the Z axis. So let's see. Now, once the camera is added, I'm gonna create two versions of this can. So I'm gonna just select it without the camera. Select everything. I'm gonna Shift D and move it on the X-axis, and Shift D and move it also on the X-axis to be something like this. Now in the camera, enable the viewport display, go here and go to composition guides, enable the center so you can see where the center is, and also the thirds so we could align this. And yeah, that looks great. So exit the camera like this, go to solid view and select the first can, the second can, and move them back just like that. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be rotating this on the Z by 90 and this on the opposite, so negative 90. So if you go to the camera, this is how it's going to look. Or actually, we could also rotate this. Let's see, I want it to be the opposite. So something like that. So let's make this look perfect. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to select this. We're going to keyframe it. So this is an empty, which controls this object. And I'm also going to select this and I'm going to keyframe it. So what I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to be going to frame 60. I'm going to be moving this to the front. I'm going to go to top view, move it to the front until it's aligned here. And then I'm going to reset the rotation pretty much to be whatever we had initially. So go back to the front view and I'm just going to make it look something like this. Now, if you insert the keyframes, you see that's how it's going to look. So it's pretty much just going to rotate like this. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. See which frame this was. This was on frame 60. Actually, we could make it a bit faster, so we could move it to frame 40 to be something like this. And here we could change the rotation to make it spin even more, just like that. And here, frame 40, I'm going to select this empty top view, move it on the y-axis like this until it's here. Then I'm going to go here and the rotation looks fine. Now in the original video I had multiple versions. You can just change the label, it's no big deal. Now here I'm also going to change the rotation, so change it like this to be something like that. Then insert keyframes, and this is how it's gonna look. Now for the lighting, it's gonna be pretty simple. What I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna go here, make this black, just like this, and I want to create some sort of cinematic intro. So it's really simple. Just add an area light, rotate it to be on in the back of the models. So let's do this, scale it. Let's go back to the rendered view and move it on the y-axis like this, and also scale it even more. So basically it's going to be something like this. You could also increase the lighting a bit, something like this. So I'm going to keyframe this also. So I'm just going to put it like this, and when it rotates, I'm going to put it on 60, and I want to make it pass through like this. And then I'm going to insert keyframes. Let's see how this is going to look. This was too fast. So another approach we're going to be doing is we're just going to make it pass through like this. I'm going to insert the keyframes here. I'm going to also keyframe the power. And I'm going to keyframe it here. And then pretty much somewhere here, we're going to make it 0. just like that. Now, wait, let's make this 50, sorry. Let's make this 50. Insert the keyframes, and here it's gonna be 0. So it's gonna fade out like this. And I want it to move down even more while it's fading out. So this is how it's gonna look. Now what we could be doing next is we could be introducing a few side lights. So I'm also gonna add an area light. I'm actually gonna rotate this on the, put it like this. I could make this a point light. And what I could be doing is I could increase the power here. I could make this yellow or blue. Okay, we could just leave it out as on white. I'm gonna keyframe the power. I'm also gonna keyframe these. And here I'm just gonna make it go down also like this. So it creates this sort of interesting lighting effect. I'm also gonna make this 0, so it fades out at the end. So this is how it's currently looking. Now the last thing we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be adding an area light, rotating it, moving it in front of the object. This is gonna be the actual main light that we're gonna be using. Now you could make it softer or sharper. I'm gonna leave it sharp. We could make this also a spotlight. We can make it a point light. Just do whatever you feel looks best. I personally am gonna go with this one. And we could make this blue, something like this. Increase the size a bit, mess around with it, see which gives you the better effect or the best effect. And I'm gonna make it begin from here and slowly move down to here. And I'm also gonna slowly keyframe the power to decrease it, because this is too much, to something like this. This is how it's gonna look. Then we could also keyframe it going out. So 0, insert keyframes. The fuck did I just do? Make this 0, insert keyframes. That's how it's gonna look. You can mess around with lighting. So pretty much the secret to getting the cinematic effect that you saw in the first video, which I made, is you're gonna have a backlight here, which is gonna go through it, and then you're gonna do some other side lights. So I'm pretty happy with this, especially this part where the lighting, the soft light rotates. I think that looks pretty cool. Now you could further optimize this by changing, like I said, the scale to give you the effect that you want. You could change a lot of things here, but I'm personally happy with what we got here. The one we had before this, where this was sharper, just like that. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. If you're interested in seeing a full product rendering course where we're actually gonna be modeling a few cosmetics products and doing all of these good things, you could check it out in the description. Subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you later.